Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the FitbawReview podcast, episode 9 today, am I right? 9? Bit of a different one today. Usually we're reviewing the fixtures that have just been, but this week we're going to preview some fixtures and what a fixture is, guys, am I right? Old Firm, Glasgow Derby, however you like to call it. And I'm joined with the little man sitting across from me, as always, Thomas Forrest. How are you?
Yeah, very good. Battle fever is on.
Excited for this one, bit of a different video.
Oh yes, very. Look forward to it.
Mate, I can't wait, and also a returning voice to the channel. Bit of a neutral perspective, hopefully, in this one. Maybe he's a wee bit biased. He is a Partick Thistle fan, does hate Celtic and Rangers. However, we are joined by Fraser.
Yes.
Excited.
Best part of the show.
Aye, he's already talked himself up. But it's not just one guest. We're also getting another guest with us today.
Two for the price of one.
Two for the price of one, indeed. I'm not sure if we really like him, but he is here today. I'm going to be a wee bit outnumbered today. Two Rangers fans here, but I'm sure you two might have a wee debate yourselves. It's can we call him a friend? Usually he just hangs about with us, but it is Greg, our friend. How are you, mate?
I'm good, mate. Delighted to be here for the first time. Very, very excited. Looking forward to the weekend.
Yeah, can't wait. It's a big fixture ahead, boys. But I'm just going to jump straight into getting your final predictions of the match. The scoreline we're going to talk about later on, why, who's scoring and all that. But I just want the initial scores, let's say. So Thomas, I'll start with you. What's your final scoreline in this game?
I see goals. It all has to go for some people. But I see a 1-1 draw.
One each
Yeah.
at Celtic Park.
Yeah. I'll take that.
Half 12 kick-off on Sky Sports.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Fraser, I'm going to jump into you next. What's your final prediction?
I'll say 2-1 Celtic.
I like that. This is why you're here. This is why you're here.
He's just a ton. He is a Celtic fan.
I
In
am
disguise.
not
What's your thoughts on that being called a Tim?
I am not one of them.
Look,
One of them, making it sound like we're zombies or something, like a Rangers fan.
No, they're the zombies.
Anyway, Greg, what's your final predictions of this match scoreline?
I see goals. I'm going to say a 3-2 Rangers. I see goals from both sides.
So you see a team that's conceded 1 goal in the league so far, conceding 3
Yeah.
at home.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
do you feel probably better shout man done right prediction versus Celtic?
Hey, I'm just going out there. I'm going out there. I'm
That's
I'm
fair
really
enough.
excited.
That's what we're here for. We're here to chat about different matches. Anyway, just going to jump straight into back. Celtic, a team on very good form. 9-0 win away from home at Tannadice, and something up, guys. just a wee giggle. You have the thought of Celtic just being unbelievable against Rangers,
No,
and
just
just laughed at Rangers
back.
fans.
Rangers won 3 goals at Parkhead's quite funny.
I know Rangers and goals, especially at Parkhead, doesn't really run. Are you alright, Thomas? I just see you giggling here. But anyway, Greg, let's just jump straight into why you think Rangers are going to score 3 goals in a 3-2. Did you say?
Listen, I think both teams are going to come in on form. I think Celtic's definitely scored obviously way more goals in the league. So
Sorry, it's just so funny hearing this guy talk about football and Rangers, and it's just a great watch. This is going to make some viewing into it. Now, but carry on, mate. Why 3 goals for Rangers? Sorry about the wee mishap there. Why the 3 goals? Tell us again.
no other comment. I'm all good now.
Seriously. I just hear a bit. This is why we're chatting, Fraser. What is your predictions again? 2-1
I'll say
Celtic?
2-1.
Why 2-1 Celtic?
I just think Rangers are very shite.
I agree with you. So, I mean, good reasoning, but they have scored a lot of goals recently. Obviously, morale's high, qualifying for Champions League. A team on form, but not as good form as Celtic. Obviously, seen a few weeks ago them scoring 4 goals. What did Celtic do? Score 5. Then they even doubled Rangers 4-0 victory against, what was it, St Johnstone? Something like that. Kilmarnock, something anyway. They got 9 goals against Dundee United, and Celtic, they are a team on form. They are a team that can win this game by multiple goals. Thomas, what's your thoughts on this match as a whole?
Well, so far, anything goes. Form doesn't matter, as past
Very
times
true.
have showed. Also, the last time Rangers played Celtic at Parkhead, it was a 3-0 loss.
I'm trying to think if we played a game after that. I know the 3-0 obviously.
Yeah, I don't think we did.
I'm just trying to think. 2-1 away from home at Ibrox, Celtic 1,
Yeah,
and
we
then
bet you 1-0.
no, there was a 1 each in there towards the end of the
Oh,
season.
that was when
Sakala and Jota
So
scoring.
it was last time it was 1-1. So, and league was pretty much the league was done, wasn't it?
Yeah, after the 3-0 and then the 2-1.
Yeah.
The 2-1 really like done it, but
Yeah.
Obviously, you played us in the cup after that and ended up winning, but
Right, that's it.
we were undefeated against you in the league. So
Nah, it's obviously Rangers. Rangers got a new side. Most of the players haven't played in Old Firm. Well, most like Kolak and Lauren, Ravi Rotondo. But you got experience with people like Kent, Tavernier. It's been McLaughlin's first Old Firm as well.
nah, he played cup final, semi-final, and they won, and you just won that game.
We did.
Didn't even concede. So,
So yeah.
do you think that will play a factor in this? That Celtic's now kind of got a settled team. Obviously, the team last season we've only added players that are
Yeah.
they don't really start. They're just like squad players right now.
Yeah. Also got your new signing. I don't know if he'll play the winger guy from.
Syed, Hans,
Yeah.
Sickerback or whatever it is.
Yeah, I don't think he'll start, but I think it'll be a good game anyway because a lot of goals in it, I reckon.
I know, I'm excited to see if he's involved in the team against Ross County tonight as we record this. Celtic are playing Ross County in the Premier Sports Cup up in Dingwall, and should probably be a rotated side just because Champions League and the Rangers game's coming up. We don't want to
To
risk
be fair,
injuries.
this will be the first big test for Celtic because Aberdeen game, I guess.
It's true, we have played maybe some easier fixtures, but we've played the likes of Hearts, who have convincingly third last year. We've played Aberdeen, that's having a very good start to the season, but we've played teams that are in a bit. But it just shows that we can play anyone and play well because we've conceded 1 goal, scored 20. Do you think goal difference will come down to this? Maybe goals galore for Celtic as they've got plus 20. Rangers only got plus 11 in this match.
Nah, I don't think the league will be as close as it was the last couple of years. I think whoever wins it will win by quite a few. So I don't think it'll come into a factor now.
Do you think any players will stand out in this game? Obviously, Jota's had a very good start to this season with Celtic.
Kyogo will be very important for you.
Do you think he'll score?
Yeah, I picked the 1-1. And he's my fantasy football, so yeah. Hope he does.
That's why you hope he does, do you?
Yeah.
That's a bit of an odd one. Fantasy
Strange.
football points over anything else, it feels.
And then I think Kolak will be quite good, and I think Lawrence is also one to watch.
Yeah.
I'll be interested if Ravi Rotondo started last night. It was alright. Scott Arfield was quite good.
I don't see Scott Arfield
I don't
starting
see him
though.
start,
Just the
but
way
I
Gio's
think-
used him as a
but-
sub player.
He's always came on and always had a good impact in games. So against like teams early in the season. So I think it'll be interesting to see what Gio does with his start 11.
Yeah, talking about Kolak there, the man on form, he's got 4 goals and 5 league appearances. I'm going to go to the Rangers fan Greg here. What's your thoughts on Kolak's start as a Rangers player?
I think it is absolutely exceptional. You know, I think we wanted a new striker in to obviously support Alfredo Morelos, who's obviously had a long-term injury, and I think he's fired his.
It's alright, you can keep going, mate. These things happen.
Right, don't bottle it.
He's had a firing start to the season. You know, 7 goals in the last 7 matches. Can't complain about it.
Yeah, he's
When you buy a striker, you want to come in and do that. So
that's true, mate.
can't complain about
Obviously, he's
that.
helped you qualify for the Champions League. Do you think that will play a factor with the team's morale, spirit? Because if they got knocked out to the Union, obviously they've came back 2-0 down against Union, then PSV getting a favoured result, and Kolak scored the decisive goal to get you through in that. So, do you think the squad morale will play a factor in this game for Rangers doing well?
Yeah, definitely. I think I'm excited to see what the new players will do. Lawrence, Cholak, Tillman. So yeah, just looking forward to seeing their impact. Obviously, their first derby. So yep, just
In world football. So there's a lot to talk about in this game, touching on both sides. I'm just trying to see why yous are saying Rangers are going to get these goals against a Celtic team that's conceded 1 goal.
Yeah, I
in
get
the
it.
league.
I get it. 1 goal at the league, but look at the people you played. You played a Hearts team that was rotated. Aberdeen was gave a good test. You conceded to Ross County. As a set piece. And you played the Dundee
I know, we
United,
do stink at set
who were
pieces, to be fair. mate.
low confidence Dundee United, so I'm not trying to discredit you, but it was more not hard. You don't have any like really difficult away days, apart from Ross County, and then done well against Kilmarnock, beating them 5-0.
Yeah, we used to struggle up in Dingwall sometimes, and especially the Dundee United game. Like, as much as Dundee United were low in confidence, we still had to go there. And as I said, we touched on this in the last podcast. They weren't terrible. They didn't play
Yeah,
well.
weren't-
Just Celtic
yeah.
were ruthless, and it just showed
I
that
think
we
it
got
helps.
goals from everywhere.
We did this on the year where we scored early, and we always had 1 or 2 before half time. So I think it helps when you score in the 13th and the 15th minute mark, and then you kind of, instead of going back or getting frustrated, you're just adding 2, then 3, then 4. So I think it's a lot more one-way traffic.
That's what I'm trying to
Yeah,
think.
can I add on
Take
to
the
that?
team.
Because your attacking threat is just so good that you snuff out teams right at the start, you know, sort of in the first 20 minutes, take the air out of them and then you just continue going on from there. So I mean, he had a few Dundee United had a few chances against you before obviously Kyogo got in and scored the first goal. I can't remember too many chances after that, obviously, because obviously you were just ruthless going at them constantly. So I think definitely because of how your forward players play, where they're pressing like really high, getting right in amongst it.
It's a Ange's system. Works well in
Yeah,
Scottish
it
football.
does. It does.
Apparently they never stop, but
Well, we don't stop thinking the game. We half hour we brought on 3 or 4 subs. They didn't stop. We continued to get goals, create chances. That's going to happen.
Did you
But
see Clyde after it? There was that guy, Celtic fan that said it's
the Rangers fan,
Rangers fan, was
yeah,
it?
he was saying we should just be respectful and just let
Yeah.
Dundee United play a bit.
I saw
Like,
that.
I think you should. Yeah.
It's a lot of nonsense.
I was.
I mean, what
you
does
could
he
go- You could go
expect?
against us if you want. If like 1-0 down, you can just give us 1-1.
I mean, I don't
Yeah.
think we will, personally, because why would we ever do that? That's just stupid. You want to think goal differences they touched on the Clyde's, what is it, SSB, something like that.
Yeah.
They touched on goal difference, like as much as it probably won't come down to goal difference, it could. Why would we
Yeah,
just
I know.
stop and give up the goals? But
Yeah.
I'm looking at this. Celtic's last home defeat was at St Mirren in 2020. So I'm just trying to think, will this home
What's that
match
number 11?
play a part? That was the COVID season that Rangers won the league, unfortunately,
yeah.
stopping the 10.
I think Lennon was sacked by then.
Uh,
I'm pretty sure it will.
it might have, because
I
it
think
was
You got
It
sacked
was
in
about
February, I'm
January.
pretty sure.
it was 30th of January, I think.
Was it?
Something late on in January, but
I also think you just haven't really come up against like as tough a test yet.
as
You've
Rangers,
obviously, yeah, you've had 3 away fixtures. All of them have been sort of bottom half of the league. But you've had the, like you've said earlier with Hearts and Aberdeen, you've obviously scored the early goal, but then it's obviously taken you slightly longer to get the second
one.
goals that have come in the sort of late periods of the second half.
But you predicted what, Celtic
So,
scored 2 goals?
Your defence, what I'm saying is your defence must be doing something right if you're not obviously conceding that many goals.
That's true, and it's
So-
not just like Starfelt and Carter Vickers has been there. We brought in Welsh at the start of the season. He got the opening goal for Celtic against Aberdeen, first game of the season. We brought Yentz in, he's got 2 goals so far. So it shows that we can add somebody in, like Greg Taylor's having this form that he is. Our new signing, the man that likes how we drink and drive apparently. He can't even get into the side. Ralston's not played as much. So it shows we've got people that can come in and still do a job. It's not just this settled team. As much as we do have a settled team, we've got many options that can play and hurt yous, which I'm not sure yous are prepared for. Because yous are playing with a pretty much settled team every week.
Yeah, kind of.
More or less, yeah.
Yeah, but it's interesting how you say Celtic defenders have been scoring a lot, and Rangers are normally bad this season at corners.
That's true.
So it'll be quite interesting because Scarfelt's got 2 goals this season.
First 2 goals for Celtic, and they both come this season right at the
Is
start.
Carter scored yet now.
This season? I don't think so, no.
Loves an old fun goal.
It does.
That one.
Obviously, that helps Celtic win the league.
Yeah.
That if that was a point, it'd go down to the wire, whereas Celtic kind
Mm.
of ended it there with the 3 points away from home against our biggest rivals. So that's not just mentally strong, that's like they're in the minds of the Rangers players. Can they get back from this? They've lost, they've not beaten Celtic in the league. Obviously, he's done well to come back around in the cup game, but yeah, I want to just do a wee segment where it's like best 11 for both sides, like put into the one, if you know what I mean. So who starts for both teams? So let's just start at the back. Who's the goalkeeper? Joe Hart, McLaughlin, McGregor, Seagrass, Scott Bain.
He's Scott Bain.
It's not Scott Bain.
And ain't Seagrass, that's for sure. And ain't Ram McGregor.
I think the goalkeeper spots kind of pick themselves, really, don't they? I think Joe Hart's always going to start for Celtic. I think McLaughlin's always going to start for Rangers.
So who do you think is better? Because we're going to do a combined 11.
I think probably Joe Hart's better. I think he's. I can't say that Rangers have faced too many shots. I don't think they've given up that many chances. But Joe Hart, he did well against the couple of shots that came from the Dundee United attackers. So I'm going to say Joe Hart for now, but we'll see how the rest of the season pans out.
Joe
And
Hart.
he's obviously kept more clean sheets than John McLaughlin. So.
That's true, and it's not even like because Celtic's defence is so good, he's got nothing to do. When he does have something to do, he does it
He
well.
pops up a big save.
I think he had the best shot, like percentage save, like faced at him, so he does well like that. But I'm going to jump into Fraser next. Who starts for you in goals in this combined 11?
Obviously Joe Hart, ex-Tottenham player.
That's true.
So-
You do like a bit of Tottenham as well,
So
don't
see, I
you?
don't watch much for Celtic and Rangers, so I can't really give you a full 11.
Just from what you see of them, like, or even knowing at the past, the present team.
Definitely Joe Hart.
I still rate John McLaughlin though. I think when John McLaughlin does come up with big saves when he has to, I don't feel like he's called into action as much as Joe Hart is.
He stepped in well from McGregor's boots, as much as
For
McGregor
sure, yeah.
was, or gloves should I say, in goals, but McGregor was a keeper that's consistently performed for you over the years, and last season you could say he cost you maybe, but there's also times where he
There's
did make
games
big
here and there.
saves.
He did make big saves in games. Especially in Europe, I think he popped up with definitely big saves. Like I think the penalty save against Red Star in Europe, but certainly the mistakes in Ross County away, those were big points we needed from that game. Obviously, were thrown away. So McGregor had his moments last year, but I certainly think he needed a rest this season. In fact, to be honest, I thought he was going to retire last season.
Obviously he's not signing like another year extension.
He's extended his contract for another year, so he's going to be good for the end of the season.
I think he's just
he'll
here
have his
until
slots.
you have like a proper backup option, because you've got Robbie McCrory,
Sure,
but
of course.
I don't know what he's doing. Is he on loan?
Nice.
Just not.
No, he's on the.
Just
he's
cutting
on
about in
he's
the
on
training
bench
grounds.
yesterday.
Oh yeah, obviously rotated. You can't even get into that. I mean, as much as McGregor's probably due a game because of McLaughlin's form, McCrory's. Do you not think that would be chances for him in cup games against easier sides like Queen and South?
I don't think so. I mean, he was obviously thrown into a bit of a scenario last season because, of course, he played in the old firm at Ibrox where he made a couple of good saves for Kyogo and stuff like that. So I think he definitely, there's something in there. There is definitely something in there, but I don't think he's going to get in past McLaughlin or McGregor for now. I think he just has to wait till McGregor perhaps signs up his clause. Maybe that's when Gio will give him a chance.
I wonder what his future will be though.
Gio's not a manager that won't give young players a chance. Like you saw yesterday, there was players playing out of position, Jack playing centre back, etc. So
That's true. Well, let's go to Thomas. What's your goalkeeping position here? Who starts for you?
McLaughlin, I would say. Easy.
Is this just to throw in a wee curveball?
No, I think you can look at McGregor's downfall and say old age, whatever. But McLaughlin this season has been unbelievable. You need to look at the recent Champions League game.
No, he has been good. I agree with you.
I think at times maybe you could say, I think Celtic's defence might be a bit more organised than Rangers, but I think you look at Joe Hart, he makes good saves. McLaughlin saves are, I don't really watch much Celtic, but McLaughlin saves are more vital, I would say. He did what McGregor didn't do last season, come out for crosses, come out when trying
It's true, that's what
close
McGregor
down the
struggles
angle.
with.
So I would say McLaughlin, but it looks like Joe Hart's won it.
Yeah, for me, just quickly, I'm just going to touch on Joe Hart because he is just a superior keeper than McLaughlin. There's reasons he's had the career he's had and he's came down to Celtic. He's not played for a few seasons before when he was at Torino and Burnley, but he's still consistently doing it well for Celtic. And he's not just a keeper, he's a leader. I don't think you see that as much from McLaughlin. As much as he might shout, which you would do in a pitch, Joe Hart is a proven leader and he's done that his whole career and he's doing that at Celtic. But you also said Celtic's defence might organise or be more organised. So let's just jump straight into the defence. Who starts? Let's go left back because I feel like that's currently up for more like contention than maybe right back. Like Juranovic is a great player, but there's Tavernier. So let's just go left back right now. So let's start with you.
I would go Greg Taylor. He's been really. I watched lots of Celtic games this season. We also highlighted it on a podcast. He should have won man of match in most of the games. If it wasn't for like Kyogo and attackers and all that. But I think he's been obviously last season. I think Celtic fans ripped him off a bit, and I think this season's kind of proved them all. Also, Ange signed at left back to also maybe give him more
Compete with him a
pressure,
bit of
more
competition.
pressure, to perform. But I think Greg Taylor set it up very well, and I think he should be left back. This left back.
I mean, going into this season, I would say from a Celtic fan perspective, Greg Taylor was the weakest like point in our side.
Yeah.
And he's consistently this season probably been our best player.
Yeah.
Like you get Kyogo, he's had a very good start to the season, but consistently week in week out, sometimes he's in and out of the game.
Yeah.
Same with other players. Greg Taylor's consistently been well. Obviously we touched on the concede. Usually it's down to our centre backs because how we play with the full backs up high, but Greg Taylor's a part of that defence and he's been a part of the attack. Just thinking, the first goal for Kyogo against Kelly, he drops inside, he plays a beautiful pass in behind from Maeda, cuts it back, Kyogo gets the goal. He got man of the match in that game, I'm pretty sure. And the game before that, and I think he was up for contention the game week after that. So he's been vital. And I'm going to go to Greg here, Rangers fan, because you see Barisic play a lot. You all talk about confidence player in Barisic. Is he up for like a shout in this one, or is it just Greg Taylor?
Problem with Barisic is I think he struggles under pressure. Like we've said, confident player. That's exactly what he is. So Gio's definitely going to start him because I don't see him starting Yilmaz. I think Yilmaz was decent yesterday, but nah, Barisic is going to start for me. He's feeling confident right now, so he's been playing pretty well the last couple of games for sure. So yeah, I see him starting.
Yeah, touching on that, Barisic is a good player. We know he's got a decent enough delivery, but I feel like it's kind of over talked when he hits a good like delivery and it's an assist. It's like unbelievable. This is what he offers. But there's a lot of times where his crosses are cut behind the defender or the attackers, if you know what I mean, forcing them to come back. That's where Kolak sometimes gets his goals on the swivel. He's a penalty box striker with his headers. He doesn't need it behind. Greg Taylor doesn't really cross as much. His just overall plays, I feel, is better. So I'm going to go to Fraser here. Who are you picking?
That's what I'm saying. I don't watch much of Celtic Rangers, so I wouldn't really be able to comment. So
Just from what you've maybe seen, who would you say?
probably Taylor.
Probably Taylor. So
Yeah.
what is that, Taylor all round?
I think so. Anyway.
You wouldn't have picked that last season
No, definitely.
because there'd be a lot more
Let's
debate.
say head over to the right back.
Right back.
Where there's levels, but sure it's just Tavernier. We need to go.
Tavernier for me as well.
Yeah, it's you can't even say. I know Ryan's a good player, but it is Tavernier. There's levels.
It's just this is very harsh on Juranovic
I know,
because
but
debates
they're
last
both-
season
they're
because he
both-
could play left back.
Yeah.
He was put in at left back, but Taylor's form this season is just overshadowed probably Juranovic and a choice for left back. Juranovic is an unbelievable player. What he offers is just so good, but the numbers Tavernier gets is what does it for you. Just because his set pieces, penalties, corners, everything is always pretty much on the money. I'd say Juranovic is a better defender, 1-on-1.
I think I'm very defensive with Tavernier, but there you go.
I mean, you support the club, so that's a bit harsh on Tavernier. But I would probably stick Tavernier in there just because the numbers he gets, and I feel like Celtic might overrun the midfield and maybe the attacking areas. So I'll give him a wee shout just for the now. Fraser, what you saying? I know you don't watch much, but
That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't really be able to comment because I don't watch much of how Celtic and Rangers play at all. So
We'll just give it to Tavernier.
right. So for what we'll do from now on is what we will say for our points. You can just pick off of what you've seen over the years. I know you don't watch as much, but from when you
the
have
only time
watched
I ever
them.
watch Celtic and Rangers play is I watch the Old Firm maybe once a season. That's it. Maybe once.
Right, you can tell he doesn't like them both. Anyway, so
Let's just go to the centre backs.
we've got
I
Joe Hart, Taylor,
think
Tavernier, two centre backs.
right centre half first.
Just whatever.
Oh, whatever. I think it should be Goldson or Sands. It's interesting as well.
Sands has had a better start to the season.
Yeah, actually, I would say Cameron Carter better than Sands.
Oh.
Because it's quite smart because Sands is a wee bit aggressive at times, but obviously Vickers is a lot more aggressive, so he can win in the air. But Sands is a lot more like football and smart, so he can progress the ball quite well.
So pretty much you're comparing Carter Vickers and Goldson for that right side because Sands plays
Yeah,
left.
yeah.
So you're saying Carter Vickers is better than Goldson
Yeah, then I would say yeah.
to get in, and then you're saying Sands is better than who? Starfelt or Jens? Who you saying for that?
Well, Jens I've seen like one a bit games. Starfelt I've seen a bit. He's alright. I prefer Sands.
It's fair enough. Obviously going to be a wee bit biased towards Rangers. He's had a decent enough start to the season. Think of that PSV game, Sands. He did very well. I'm just going to go straight to Greg. What are you saying?
For the right side, I'd want Connor Goldson in there, and for the left side, I go Cameron Carter-Vickers as well. Connor Goldson for me is someone I've rated the last couple of seasons. I mean, obviously there was questions of him last year regarding his commitment to the team, but I think definitely towards the end of last season, certainly in Europe, he was so important. And I think for me, if we didn't have Goldson in there, or just if we didn't pick Goldson in the team, I would be questioning Gio for sure. I think he's just such an important player for us.
Yeah, I mean, touching on that, you can tell when Goldson's at the team you're a wee bit worried. Like for a Rangers fan, like if you're seeing a starting 11 where it's Sands and one of just say Passings like Balogun or Hollander, you're worried, aren't you? Because really Goldson is the main centre back for pretty much consistent years.
Last night I wasn't worried at all. It was.
Yeah, well, it was Queen
we were playing one at the back with King at the back. He was solid, but I think if you put Goldson and Vickers in the same team, they kind of give the both the same thing. So you don't really. I'm thinking as a football team instead of just picking the best player. Like if it was best player, I would just go Goldson and Vickers.
Vickers, yeah.
But if I'm thinking about playing as a team, I'll have Vickers and Sands.
I'm trying to think this one because who's really your ball playing centre back? Because over the years you've seen it's Goldson, but Sands is a like holding midfielder, drop to centre back, so we can get the ball.
I think you like to have instead of just having it used to be just Goldson and have Katic next to him, but people in like Europe would figure that one out. So just put a man on Goldson, so Katic would have to bring the ball out, and he's really shit at doing that. So.
Yeah, because usually for Celtic it's Starfelt's the one that's the ball carrying, and his like stats for ball carrying and passes completed into like final thirds and all that is one of the best consistents for Celtic.
Yeah.
And from what I've seen, as much as he had that shaky start, I feel like that's what's on your minds. You're thinking, oh, he's a wee bit dodgy at times. Starfelt.
No, I think he's a good player.
There's a reason he's in this team, the best clean sheets and the best defensive records, because he's been vital to that.
Well, I'm going to say I think Sands is a better player. There's not wrong being.
No, that's fair enough. We're just here to talk about our opinions and get them out. But for me, Carter Vickers has got to be in there. He's clearer Goldson in my opinion. From what he offers the side, even like he's not the best in the ball, but his numbers are still very good. I feel like we might be able to get one out of Fraser for that. He used to play for Spurs, so.
Like Cameron Carter-Vickers.
You liked him, didn't you?
Back. Unfortunately, never made it to Tottenham, but.
We didn't really give him a chance, would we?
Nah, he was never going to get a chance, but.
Yeah, that's true.
He's a very good player, especially in Scotland, but stepping up, is he ready? Might be maybe now or next season.
Is the Champions ready?
We'll just need to wait and see for that. But for me, Jens has had a very good start to his career at Celtic, obviously scoring.
2 games, can't really. I know, I've been really good in 2 games.
I know, I'm just giving him a wee shout out because Starfelt for me, it's Starfelt and Carter Vickers. Sands, he's had 1 season consistently centre back for the start of the season. Comparing him to what Starfelt's had the previous season, they both have a mistake in them. Sands is risky at times, you can give the ball away. Starfelt could do that, but we've seen Starfelt's numbers are very good.
Yeah, but
best defensive records.
You can say about Sands as well, he could give the ball away, but when he does, he's too good and he's just a bit bored. He wants to spice the game up, but you know, I feel that sometimes. Sometimes I'm like the football as well.
Sometimes you want to just move on. I mean,
Greg disagrees with that.
You know what's right intercept.
Do you disagree with that, Greg? Sands, he might just want to lose it for the sake of it, so he has something to defend. Because usually Rangers have more of the ball. But do you disagree with that?
No, not at all. I think Sands had a really good start to the season. I don't have a problem with Sands at all. But there's a reason Goldson gets picked every game for me, and that's why I would have him in there over Sands. So Sands has had a very good start.
So who was yours again? Goldson and Carter Vickers.
Carter Vickers.
So we've all got Carter Vickers, right?
Yeah.
So he's in there. So it's between
Starfelt,
Sands, let's say. Because as much as Goldson's there, we're all picking him over, or Carter Vickers over him. So collectively, we need to agree on one for this team. Sands.
Between Sands and Starfelt.
No Rangers bias, Celtic bias, nothing of that. We're just overall are here to agree.
I don't know. I feel like it's a bit unfair to say that about Starfelt because I feel like obviously Celtic's record last season was amazing. I think Sands he's had a good start to the season, but it could fly out the window.
That's true. Like he might have a poor later season.
I hope he continues his form because it'll make me like more comfortable with the defence. But I think I'd have to say Starfelt because I think it'd be a bit unfair.
Just consistently for a longer period.
Between Starfelt and Sands, but if it's between Starfelt and Goldson, I always pick Goldson.
And obviously I'm going to pick Starfelt because what I've said before, so we're agreeing it's 2 Celtic defenders here, so it's currently, 4-1? Just Tavernier getting the only place in here.
Somebody doesn't know what team he supports.
Yeah.
To be fair, you're a good Celtic fan on this podcast, and I'm pretty much a good Rangers fan in previous podcasts.
Let's move on.
What formations do you want to do? 4-3-3?
4-3-3.
Flat, yeah. So what, do you want to do a holding midfielder, 2
We'll
holding?
use the 3 midfielders, doesn't matter.
Right, fair enough. Let's just jump straight in. Who are you saying, Thomas?
Tillman? Has to be in there surely.
But is he a midfielder? Because usually he plays in the wing or attacking
No,
fields.
he plays in midfield. If you watch Rangers games. Clearly you don't.
So we're playing with a number 10. Let's kind of say a midfielder, a holding,
A holding
attacking,
midfielder.
and just a general midfielder.
Yeah, I would agree with that. So where are we starting then?
Right, we'll do holding.
Let's start with holding, yeah.
You could probably say Cal McGregor, but Stephen Davis for me. Or Lundstrom actually. Lundstrom, a better shout than Cal McGregor.
But is Lundstrom a
I
holding
would back
midfielder?
Lundstrom.
He is.
I would back Lundstrom
What's he last year?
in the holding midfield.
Is Lundstrom really a holding midfielder, or does he just drop in to get the ball?
I holds midfield.
I would have Lundstrom in holding midfield.
But would you say Lundstrom over McGregor though? As much as Lundstrom's a good player and he should
I mean,
probably be in the team.
You're talking it if we're talking about general midfield later on, you know, Cal McGregor might just be in there.
Would you put him up for that
He
though?
might be up for a shout.
Just
but
'cause the way he's been
it has to be
converted.
Lundstrom for me in there. It has to be.
Oh, are you alright there? It's alright, we keep moving.
Bit nervous.
So, I mean, Callum McGregor is unbelievable in the holding midfield. He used to play attacking, he can do that, but I don't think he'd be in a shout for the attacking midfield just because who we all have on display. But Callum McGregor's got to be in there. And as much as Lundstrom's good, who would you have for your centre mid? Like your out and out, like 8? Would you just have Callum
Lawrence.
McGregor?
Yeah, he could, but he's not. He's probably better.
So then they're both
that's
in
where
there.
I would probably put Cal
Nah,
McGregor
what
as well.
we'll
Because
do-
for me, when we were thinking about midfield, my immediate 2 places that were in there were Lundstrom and Cal McGregor, and then the other midfield
Is up for
options
debate.
up for debate for me. I think the 2 of them.
But
yeah.
Callum McGregor can do it attackingly. You've seen the goal last season,
No, but if we're
the
talking
Roberts
about-
goal in the derby, he from the holding midfield took
Yeah.
on Bassey and those players and created the chance, so he
Yeah.
can do that as well.
Well, if we were doing, I was going to have a holding CDM, whoever it is, Lundstrom or McGregor. Then for me,
So like a double pivot, like one
no,
goes,
no,
one
just
stays.
one CDM.
Just
that's it.
one.
That's what Angela's playing, and Julie's play one CDM sometimes. And then we have 2 of Tillman and Lawrence, and that's it.
To be honest, for me, both midfield
Wow.
players kind of have a balance where they can do the attacking part B and create a
Callum
sort of
McGregor can do it
defensive
all.
part.
Yeah,
So,
fine, but
That's why I would
McGregor's
put Cal
CDM,
McGregor in the
but then
midfield
it has to be
with
Tillman and
Lundstrom.
Lawrence. No
Lundstrom
questions.
was a holding.
So are you giving up for Lundstrom for the holding and put McGregor?
Yeah, put
Because
McGregor.
I think McGregor can do it all. He
Yeah.
can do the attacking bit as well.
Wow.
So we got McGregor holding. Let's say.
Tillman, Lawrence, easy. Next, but why was forwards next?
Well, let's have a wee
Ken
debate on
Fair
this.
Ashley-
Rio Hatati's
Well, there's a
unbelievable.
few players up for debate for the attacking.
Who are you putting in for this like midfield? Because we've got the holding one, the other 2, let's say, are
Tillman.
attacking.
Well, Tillman and Lawrence can both play that position, so I think they're definitely in there. I think Hatate's in there as well. I mean,
How many people you got in there? You can have
so
three.
there's
You got 4.
there's
so
3.
Yeah, I've got a limit in this one.
There's
There's-
people in here to talk about.
Up
so
for
we need to
debate.
see
Yeah,
what we're putting.
well, you're just saying he's in here, and then like.
Yeah, but we need to agree on
Well,
one as a
fine,
collective
fine, the whole
whole.
Celtic midfield and my whole Rangers midfield is in there.
Yeah,
who
but
else?
you're not putting James McCarthy in there, are you? We need to put.
We could.
I mean, if he's in there to snap a few Rangers legs on the
You
weekend,
could
I'm not
put
too
Stephen
upset
Davis
with
in
that.
there if you like. He's
You
okay
could
next.
put Stephen Davis,
Does he
but
not play midfield?
he doesn't get in this team. With like no argument to get him in this team, I don't think.
I mean, would you put Arfield in that conversation as well?
No, because you didn't. So why would I put him in there?
Yeah.
I think it's.
So do you think it's between?
invited this joke?
So who do you think is between?
That's your best input so far. Hatate, Matt O'Reilly, David Turnbull, Lawrence Tillman.
I mean, that is
Turnbull
so many.
No, this is
Players-
the
oh,
players in
right.
for these
Oh, right,
positions,
okay.
not because we can't have 5
Right, I
midfielders
just
plus
thought
McGregor.
I thought you said all them over Tillman and Lawrence. I
No.
went Turnbull. I went Turnbull. Really?
Turnbull, I feel like he's not in it just because
Shock.
he's not getting in the team.
Yeah.
Matt O'Reilly, I've spoken about him, he's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Hatate's had an unbelievable start, unbelievable last season. He's seen what he can do against Hughes and consistent in the league against Hearts. You're a bit shaking on that, Greg, what are you saying?
A little bit shaking on it, yeah.
Do you not think he's been unbelievable?
I think Hattati's decent, and but I think at times he's not really shown up in a couple of games.
What, Old Firms or just...
Well, Old Firms and just, well, I mean, old Firms I've seen him, I've not show up.
But you're saying that Lawrence and Tillman hadn't played an Old Firm yet, so how
Not
can
yet,
that be
so
an argument?
it might be unfair to judge that, but...
I mean, we're all here to just chat about it, but we need to agree on one. So what Rangers player would you put in ahead? So who's better, Lawrence or Tillman?
No, but I like them both.
I know, but I want to hear who you should say is better.
I don't know.
'Cause we might need to agree.
I've fallen in love with Tillman. I might have to say Tillman.
No, but
I've slightly fallen.
no,
Tillman's
but
had a very good start.
I might need
both
to
them
get
in,
Tillman
because
in
they're
there.
both.
They could, but then did they get him over both Celtic ones?
Yeah.
I don't think they do.
I
really don't think they do.
I would
Matt
put
Riley's
Tillman
fast.
over.
Lawrence
I'd
is,
put Tillman over any Celtic midfielder.
as much as Lawrence has been good, Tillman's had a better start, I'd say.
Yeah, but I think Lawrence is just get more attacking. That team's more attacking, but you put Matt Riley and you could put McGregor in it plus a Tillman. It's a bit one-sided. So I would say McGregor, Lawrence, Tillman.
But Matt O'Reilly's so
Just wait till the pundits come out and they put that, and that's midfield three. Honestly,
I reckon the midfield is McGregor, Hattati, Tillman.
nah. Oh, you keep. I don't know. Okay, I don't agree.
What would you
Because
say?
I mean, my midfield
Fully
three:
is Celtic
Lundstrom, McGregor, Tillman. That'd be my midfield three. Because, like
Right,
I say,
but
I think
we
Lundstrom should
figured-
be holding.
Right, there's no
We figured Lundstrom
McGregor-
isn't in this though.
Was that what we've decided?
Yeah,
Yeah.
McGregor's the holding one, so you've got the two other. That's why we're saying what Rangers player would you have?
Hattati, Matt O'Reilly, Tillman or Lawrence.
Yeah.
I've said Tillman and Lawrence.
I've
Tillman
said
and
I'd
Hattati.
agree with that.
Oh, okay.
Yes, let's go.
Both for
Actually,
me. Both for me, I've fallen in love with. So I want
Why did you pick?
Slight Rangers
No, but
bias,
why
but-
did you pick Starfelt over Sands? Because Sands has had this start of the season, so has Lawrence, whereas Hattati's done it consistently this season so far and last season.
Hey, I've given my opinion on all of it, so I'm going to leave it at that.
So you would trust those two in like an 8 position, not a number 10 in the 8, because Tillman's sometimes, as much as he's so
They're
good in the
both
ball, they're 10s.
Well, but we're pulling minutes. That's how all heavy we are.
Yes, no wonder it's in the league.
That's how good we are. Well, I mean, this team together. This
So
team-
we actually,
this
because we
team-
need, right, Fraser, I know you have no like knowledge in this, but have you seen any of them play?
No.
Oh, who invited this guy?
Great input from Fraser.
Like, we've
When
already
your input's fucking shit.
So we're agreeing on McGregor.
Lawrence and Tillman. I
Aye,
mean, I know
seriously
you're not
though.
agreeing, so let's move on to the attackers because you're not agreeing.
Oh,
No,
that's
this is gonna cause a lot of debate.
Attackers
seriously
has
though.
picked itself, to be fair.
doesn't.
Yeah.
Well, you just try to start the season with Matondo, he was rubbish. Ken
Whoa.
doesn't get an over Jota.
Mm.
No, he doesn't. You can't disagree. Jota's the best player in the league. Never mind the best left winger. It's clear his goal. He's got more goals and assists this season than Kent did last season already.
But Kane has never goals with us.
Neither Jota, but he just provides them.
It
It doesn't matter. Listen, this guy's. I think we can all agree Jota's in.
Fine.
For left wing, Jota is in.
Right, Jota, Kolak, Furuhashi.
Where you playing him, Kyogo?
Off the right.
Right.
Jota off the right, Kyogo off the left.
What are you?
I'd go Jota, Cholak, and Abada.
Oh, there's a
For
lot
us,
more.
I don't think
Celtic players than
I don't think
Rangers
Matondo's
stuff
ready to
today.
play. I don't think Matondo's really in
No
there for that
chance.
position.
There's
But
a
then
reason
again-
he played last night with this B team.
So
They beat him pretty good.
What's going to this out?
that would be my if I wanted a team that would create
Yeah.
chances for if I wanted two wingers that would create chances all the time for Cholak,
Jota
it'd
the
probably
ball.
be that. It'd probably be that team. I don't. I
Oh,
Scott.
how do you
Scott
not
Red, I
have
don't really
Kyogo
think-
in it, man?
Scott Red, I don't think's in that conversation with
You have
Abada.
to have Kyogo in it, surely.
You have to have Kyogo.
I think you have a Kolak.
Right, for Celtic, the people that should be up for debate,
It's
the only
Jota.
Rangers player, to be fair, I think is Kolak.
Yeah.
Then there's Jota, Kyogo, Abada.
Abada is
Maeda's
on the
not in
bench.
it, I don't think.
Abada, I like Abada.
I think mate, his
But
first season he
he's
came
been
in
good,
at
yeah, he's been
19-20
good,
and
but
got
we're
those
talking
goals and
about
assists.
this season.
Mate, he just got a hat-trick last week
Yeah,
and an
I
assist.
know, but he's been sat on the bench for about 3 weeks, so it's clearly Jota, Furuhashi, and Kolak. Good night, see you later. Let's end the podcast there. Boom.
I think it is that.
It's only half a but
But Jota should be on the left. And Kyogo doesn't play there, but I'd just
You
put
play Jota
I'd play
anyway.
Jota on the right just for the now.
Yeah.
Are you happy on that? Agreeing on that?
Yeah, I'll agree on that.
So Joe Hart in goals, Greg Taylor, Starfelt, Carter Vickers, Tavernier, McGregor. Somehow it's
Well,
Lawrence and Tillman.
Slappers playing somehow.
You can't even say
Anyway, forward.
that. Then we got Kyogo on the left, Jota on the right, and Kolak up front. All happy in that? Good. Yeah. You want to talk about anything else? Do you think that's us? This old front.
Should do it. Have we said our final predictions?
We have. I don't think I
We
have.
gave predictions at the start of the pod.
So just to final predictions is what?
3-2 to Rangers.
Say what you saying.
2-1 Celtic.
What are you saying, Thomas?
1-1.
Oh, I'm going 3-1 Celtic. Just feel like.
3-1. Bloody hell.
Quite
I know, I
bold.
feel like-
What
quite bold.
game you been watching?
Well, we did beat you 3-0 last year, and I'm giving you a goal through like Kolak or something because he's had a good start, so that's fair. You can't disagree on that, but that'll do us. That'll do us. Thanks for watching on this different style video. If you enjoyed, let us know. Like, comment, all that, whatever you want to do, and we'll see you next time.